Do we have greater energy independence? Is the environment cleaner? Have we done something about climate change? Have we dealt with an ongoing terrorist threat and helped to bring about stability around the world? And those things, every single day, I've got an opportunity to make a difference on those fronts.
You're not satisfied
which is
where you are now?
absolutely not. I wouldn't be satisfied as long as I'm meeting somebody who doesn't have a job and wants one. I'm not going to be satisfied as long as there's a kid who writes me a letter and says, I got $60,000 worth of debt and I don't know how to pay it back. And the American people aren't satisfied. So, I want to do everything I can to deliver for them.
And how about Democrats? The fact that they kept you out of these battleground states, does that kind of bug you a little bit?
Listen, as I think some of you saw when I was out in the campaign trail, I love campaigning. I love talking to ordinary people. I love listening to their stories. I love shaking hands and getting hugs and just seeing the process of democracy and citizenship manifest itself during an election. But I'm also a practical guy, and ultimately every candidate out there had to make their own decisions about what they thought would be most helpful for them. And I wanted to make sure that I'm respectful of their particular region, their particular state or congressional district, and if it was more helpful for them for me to be behind the scenes, I'm happy to do it. I don't have. I'll let other people analyze that. But what I will emphasize is that one of the nice things about being in the sixth year of your presidency is you've seen a lot of ups and downs, and you've gotten more than your fair share of attention. I've had the limelight, and there have been times where the requests for my appearances were endless. There have been times where politically we were down, and it all kind of evens out. Which is why what's most important, I think, is keeping your eye on the ball, and that is, are you actually getting some good done? Scott Horsley, last question.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned that where your policies actually were on the ballot, they often did better than members of your party. Does that signal some shortcoming on your part or on the party's part in framing this election and communicating to the American people what it is that Democrats stand for?
I do think that one area where I know we're constantly experimenting and trying to do better is just making sure that people know exactly what it is that we're trying to accomplish and what we have accomplished in clear ways that people can that understand how it affects them. And I think the minimum wage, I talked about a lot on the campaign trail, but I'm not sure it penetrated well enough to make a difference. Part of what I also think we've got to look at is the 2/3 of people who were eligible to vote and just didn't vote. One of the things that I'm very proud of in 2008 and 2012 when I ran for office was we got people involved who hadn't been involved before. We got folks to vote who hadn't voted before, particularly young people. And that was part of the promise and the excitement was if you get involved, if you participate, if you embrace that sense of citizenship, then things change. And not just in abstract ways, they change in concrete ways. Somebody gets a job who didn't have it before. Somebody gets health care who didn't have it before. Or a student is able to go to college who couldn't afford it before. And sustaining that, especially in midterms elections, has proven difficult. sustaining that sense of if you get involved, then and if you vote, then there's going to be big change out there. And partly, I think, when they look at Washington, they say nothing's working and it's not making a difference, and there's just a constant slew of bad news coming over the TV screen. Then you can understand how folks would get discouraged. But it's my job to figure this out as best I can. And if the way we are talking about issues isn't working, then I'm going to try some different things. If the ways that we're approaching the Republicans in Congress isn't working, I'm going to try different things, whether it's having a drink with Mitch McConnell or letting John Boehner beat me again at golf, or or weekly press conferences. I don't know if that would be effective, but whatever I think might make a difference in this, I'm going to be trying out up until my last day in office. But I'll close with what I said in my opening statement. I am really optimistic about America. I know that runs counter to the current mood. But when you look at our economy is stronger than just about anybody's. Our energy production is better than just about anybody's. We've slashed our deficit by more than half. More people have health insurance. Our businesses have the strongest balance sheets that they've had in decades. Our young people are just incredibly talented and gifted, and more of them are graduating from high school, and more of them are going on to college, and more women are getting degrees and entering into the workforce. And what part of the reason I love campaigning is you travel around the country, folks are just good. They're smart and they're hardworking, and they're not always paying a lot of attention to Washington, and in some cases they've given up on Washington, but their impulses are not sharply partisan, and their impulses are not ideological. They're really practical, good, generous people. So, and we continue to be a magnet for the best and brightest from all around the world. We have all the best cards relative to every other country on earth. Our armed forces, you talk to them. I had a chance this morning to just call some of our health service that is operating in Liberia, and the amount of hope and professionalism that they've brought has galvanized the entire country, and they've built a platform effectively for other countries suddenly to start coming in, and we're seeing real progress in fighting the disease in a country that just a month or a month and a half ago was desperate and had no hope. So all that makes me optimistic. And my job over the next couple of years is to do some practical, concrete things as much as possible with Congress, where it's not possible with Congress, on my own, to show people why we should be confident, and to give people a sense of progress and a sense of hope. That doesn't mean there aren't going to be ongoing nagging problems that are stubborn and can't be solved overnight. And probably the biggest one is the fact that despite economic growth, wages and income have still not gone up. And that's a long-term trend that we've seen for 10, 20, 30 years. And it makes people worried about not just their own situation, but whether their kids are going to be doing better than they did, which is the essence of the American dream. I think there's some concrete things we can do to make sure that wages and incomes do go up. Minimum wage in those 5 states was a good start. But I think more than anything, what I want to communicate over these next 2 years is the promise and possibility of America. This is just an extraordinary country. And our democracy is messy, and we're diverse, and we're big, and there are times where you're a politician and you're disappointed with election results. but maybe I'm just getting older. I don't know. It doesn't make me mopey. It energizes me because it means that this democracy is working, and people in America were restless and impatient, and we want to get things done, and even when things are going good, we want them to do better, and that's why this is the greatest country on earth. That's why I'm so privileged to have a chance to be president for the next couple of years. All right? Thank you, everybody.
Came in 4 minutes under the longest ever news conference in the history of the 1.5-term Obama presidency. But you heard right there at the end a non-mopey President Obama continuing the theme that elections have consequences and democracy can be messy, and America is a diverse place. We are joined by Chuck Todd and Andrea Mitchell here in the studio. Chuck, your finding while he was talking is he was refusing to characterize the results of last night.
Yeah, he was not going to give the headline like he did before, shellacking, or Bush did thumping during his 6 years. He seemed determined not to do that. And he didn't want to come across that he was going to be some sort of chastened president. He did not make any pledges about backing off on what he might do with immigration. He did not make any pledges about what, he actually drew some lines in the sand on some things on health care. But he just seemed very determined not to look like he had been beaten down by an electorate, which frankly he was when you look at the politics of it.
Well, he was conciliatory in that he talked about working with Mitch McConnell, with whom he spoke today, and John Boehner, and said that they could get things done on trade, on tax reform. And he said he would even enjoy some Kentucky bourbon, having a drink with Mitch McConnell, which he once joked about at a White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah, saying, in effect, you have a drink with Mitch McConnell. But it is very clear that's going to be the next thing. He said, I'd be happy to have a Kentucky bourbon with the...
And that's the pair, by the way. Yeah. That's the pair. He basically said, I trust Mitch McConnell. It was a subtle way of saying, I have not always been able to trust everything that John Boehner has promised.
And he said McConnell delivers on his promises.
Which they clearly feel that John Boehner has not been able to.
Yeah.
Well, those are the stakes this day after a lot of the people in the press corps visibly struggling to stay awake after such a long night in American politics. No fault of the president's, just the pace of politics and the late results last night. We'll have a look at all of it, of course, tonight on NBC Nightly News coming up in not too long from now. For my colleagues here in New York, I'm Brian Williams, NBC News.
NBC 10 Breaking News.
NBC 10 live here over Oxford Circle in Philadelphia. This is at 4900 Penn Street, where there's been a house fire, and NBC 10's Christine Medella over the scene here. Christine, do they seem to have a grip on this?
This is much better progress than when we first arrived. Take a look at the video when Skyforce 10 got to the scene about 20 minutes ago. Before the fire crews had even gotten there, there was flames coming out of the front of this house. This is on Penn Street between Harrison and Wakeling. And while that fire was raging, we actually saw some police crews arrive first and bust open the door of the adjacent home that looks like it is for sale and check and make sure no one was in there. And it doesn't appear anyone was home at either home when this fire was broken out. But again, right now out here live, fire crews are making progress. A portion of Penn Street is shut down to traffic. Reporting live in Skyforce 10, Christine Medella, NBC 10 News.
Thank you, Christine. And 20 minutes of nonstop news continues now with this. NBC 10 analyzing new surveillance video released today of a person of interest in the abduction of 22-year-old Carlisha Freeland Gaither. The video from a Philadelphia supermarket is from hours before the crime happened. Now, last night, NBC 10 showed you this surveillance video, another angle of Carlisha's abductor approaching her in Germantown Sunday night. And then earlier yesterday, investigators releasing this surveillance video of a person of interest using Carlisha's bank card. That was Monday morning at an ATM in Maryland.
And the first surveillance video we got in this case, the abduction on camera. It's now been 3 days since Carlisha was taken from a Germantown street. Her whereabouts are still unknown right now. Today, the FBI is putting up this billboard in hopes of finding the abducted woman. Over the next 2.5 hours, count on NBC 10 to chase down any new information about this still breaking news.
Our newsroom is busy making calls and following up on all the tips coming in. And we also have teams of reporters and photographers at key locations in 2 states in this investigation. They're uncovering new details in this evolving search. Let's begin with NBC 10's Luann Khan.
And Luann, you've been on the trail of the newest piece of video. What have you learned?
Well, it's a piece of video from a grocery store in the Northeast, and I just finished talking to the captain for Northwest Detectives, and he says, and he has confirmed, that the person of interest that you're going to see in that video, they believe is the same person you're seeing in the other surveillance video, including the kidnapping video. Take a look. This is the Acme on the 8200 block of Roosevelt Boulevard. This morning, store employees say the FBI came here to confiscate this surveillance video, recorded Sunday afternoon at 1:50, almost 8 hours before Carlisha Freeland Gaither was violently grabbed and forced into a car on Coulter Street in Germantown. It's about a half hour from the grocery store in the Northeast. Police want you to take a close look at this man's walk. In the grocery store, he has a slight limp. His right foot noticeably sticks outward. Now take another look at the surveillance video from the kidnapping. Watch the man as he walks up to Carlisha. Grocery store employees say they don't know why police came to get their surveillance video this morning, what clue brought the FBI here. Commissioner Ramsey says right now their best leads are not here in Philly, but across the border in Maryland.
We're working with the FBI. We have been from the very beginning. Authorities from Maryland, as well as our own detectives. We got a task force of people we put together to work this case. So we're doing everything we possibly can, but we need help from the public. And if someone sees anything at all, even if they don't think it's significant, call us. Let us determine whether or not it's significant.
I just asked the captain here what clue brought you to that grocery store surveillance video. He said, frankly, we do not want to tell you. We have a lot of information right now, some tips, some leads we don't want to tell you about because it could ruin the investigation. But he did tell me this. He does not think that the person you're seeing in that surveillance video is from Philadelphia. The reward money now for information leading to an arrest is up to $47,000. Live at Northwest Detectives, Luann Khan, NBC 10 News.
All right, Luann, and investigators have been interviewing Carlisha's family members today in Philadelphia.
And we've been right there. NBC 10's Rosemary Connors has been monitoring the FBI and their questions of the family. Rosemary.
Renee and Jim, throughout the day, we've seen a handful of investigators from FBI and police come and go from this neighborhood to meet with Carlisha's mother to talk about the new developments today and to find out if there is someone from Carlisha's past who could be involved in the abduction. Carlisha's mom is holding out hope that the abductor left her daughter somewhere here in Philadelphia.
We thinking that she's here. He took it, yes. He took her here. Why would he be all the way down Maryland? He took her here.
The mother of Carlisha Freeland Gaither spent much of the day talking to Philadelphia police and federal investigators. While she tells us she does not recognize the images of this person of interest, she suspects her daughter was targeted.
I believe that she know him. I don't believe that this was just a random kidnapping.
I don't know him. I can't identify him. I don't know if there was any connection with my granddaughter. All I can say is that whoever he is, I hope he's caught. He has answers that we're looking for.
For Carlisha's relatives, the scene of the abduction seems to be the best place to continue reaching out for help. Her grandmother admits the investigation is wearing on her.
I'm standing here and I'm talking to you, but inside I'm broken. I just want answers. I just want to know something.
Oh, you understand, if you have a heart, let her go. What can she do for you now? What can she do? You knew it from the start. Just let it go.
The family is now forced to play a waiting game, hoping the abductor has heard their pleas.
We don't want you. We don't want to see. We don't even want to know who you. Just let her go. Just let her go. Let her come on. She don't deserve this. She do not deserve this at all.
The family tells me that later on tonight at 7 o'clock there will be a candlelight vigil for Carlisha at the scene of the crime. Reporting live in Germantown, I'm Rosemary Connors, NBC 10 News.
And new at 4:30, NBC 10's Tim Furlong is in Carlisha's hometown in Maryland, and he just spoke to people who know her. Hear what they're saying about her. All new this afternoon, coming up in about 10 minutes.
Now, your NBC 10 First Alert weather.
First Alert weather technology tracking rain on the way. Grab that umbrella. You're going to need it. Let's find out when the first raindrops will fall.
NBC 10 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Glenn Hurricane Schwartz here. Now tracking that for us at the Weather Center. Glenn, what's the timing?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect the first significant rain till after midnight tonight. We've had a lot of cloud cover during the day today, but it has been dry despite that. And look at the clouds now. The radar not really showing anything nearby, but back to the west, it is pretty wet, and this is all moving in our direction. It's not going to be affecting us during the evening hours, just the cloudy skies, still relatively mild during the evening, and even by 10 o'clock, I expect it to stay dry. But after midnight, it's a different story. The morning rush is a different story, all the timing and all that, and the cold blast to follow with the 7-day in a few minutes.
And you could track the approaching rain with real-time radar delivered right to your smartphone or tablet with the NBC 10 Weather app. It's a free download that you can get right now on our website, NBC10.com. And while many of you will be sleeping, the NBC 10 News team will be hard at work for you, tracking the timing of the rain and the impact on the morning rush. Get the latest news, weather, and traffic bright and early on NBC 10 News today. That's tomorrow, starting at 4 a.m. Hundreds of workers getting their walking papers.
NBC 10 with the local utility that is slashing jobs. Also ready to cheer on Dad. The little girl made famous for her high-profile battle against cancer prepares to root on her father, who's about to get his big chance in the spotlight.
Election night 2014. The people have spoken.
I am so grateful to the voters of Pennsylvania for giving me this chance to serve as governor.
A new era in Pennsylvania. Tom Wolf wins. So does New Jersey's Cory Booker and Delaware's Chris Coons.
Reporting live at Pittsburgh, Keith Jones, NBC 10 News.
Live in Vineland, I'm Sydney Long.
Lots of interesting races here on the first day. We're live in Newark. Tim Furlong, NBC 10 News.
Live in York, Pennsylvania, Luann Kahn, NBC 10 News.
Smart shoppers save at Jomar because there's something new every day at Jomar stores. We're always getting shipments of no-brand closeouts, and that's what we call the Jomar surprise. It's simple. Your dollars go far at Jomar.
A Ford vehicle drives off a dealer's lot. The only clues, a signature and tire tracks. Called the Sign and Ride event, investigators have little to go on. No down payment, no first month's payment, and no cash due at signing. Handwriting analysis reveals a buyer with an appreciation for great fuel efficiency. Make a clean getaway. Lease a Ford Fusion for $225 a month with no money down, no first month's payment, and no cash due at signing at your Quality Plus Ford store.
Mattress not comfy?
Get off the couch and get into your mattress destination at Raymore and Flanigan.
We have the largest selection of mattresses in the Northeast at the guaranteed lowest prices.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
Stop in today. You can save $250 on Stearns & Foster, up to $500 on Beauty Rest Black.
With free financing, next day delivery, set up an old mattress removal.
Get the mattress you deserve.
Make Raymore and Flanigan your mattress destination.
There's a smile that's waiting to shine right through. There's a smile that looks so good on you.
If you want a smile that will give you confidence and change the way people see you, visit Orthodontic Care in the greater Philadelphia area with offices in Montgomeryville, Bensalem, and Bala Cynwyd. Call 1-888-SMILE-95 now for braces or Invisalign with low monthly payments. That's 1-888-SMILE-95.
Can we rob this house?
No, not that one.
How about this one?
We can't break into any home with the Sloman Shield security system.
Why?
The Sloman Shield has perimeter security and interior motion detection. We got no shot.
Why do so many houses have the Sloman Shield?
Because it's not free. What are you doing?
I don't want to be the only house without the Sloman Shield.
Shield your home. The Sloman Shield.
Smart shoppers save at Jomar. And the more you shop, the more you save. For women and plus-size women. Because we're always getting new shipments of known-brand closeouts, the savings add up. It's simple. Your dollars go far at Jomar.
A former Baltimore Ravens cheerleader is accused of having sex with a teenage boy in Delaware. 47-year-old Molly Shattuck has been indicted in the case. She allegedly began a relationship with a 15-year-old boy who lived near her in Baltimore. She then allegedly had another encounter with the boy over Labor Day weekend at a vacation home in Bethany Beach. Shattuck made the Ravens cheerleading squad in 2005 at the age of 38, becoming the oldest cheerleader in NFL history at that time. She is also the estranged wife of an energy company executive. Shattuck's website says she has 3 children, including a 15-year-old son.
Attacks in Amish country to tell you about a man sneaking into Amish homes and fondling females while they're sleeping. These crimes are happening in Lancaster County. Police say a man got into at least 2 homes, fondled females as they slept, and then left. According to reports, the man spoke to the victims but took nothing from the homes. 2 cases have been reported, but police believe similar crimes are going unreported. Amish people are being told to lock their homes and report any intruders. The big question this afternoon, where is Carlisha?
That's the question federal, state, and local investigators are trying to answer some 3 days after the young woman was abducted from a Philadelphia street. Today, the FBI gave NBC 10 News this surveillance video of a person of interest in the case. It's from a Philadelphia grocery store hours before the 22-year-old was kidnapped.
New at 4:30, NBC 10 is live in Carlisha's hometown. We'll tell you what one of her former bosses just revealed about the missing woman. And to Glenn Hurricane Schwartz now.
Yeah, NBC 10 First Alert Weather Technology is tracking rain. It's going to be moving this way. I'll let you know when it's going to arrive where you live, plus the blast of cold air. All ahead in my exclusive NBC 10 First Alert 7-day forecast.
Then coming up tonight on NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock, changes at Princeton University, what the Ivy League school is doing differently and how it investigates sex assaults on campus.
20 minutes of nonstop news, weekdays starting at 4.
Mia Hamm has always been driven to be the best, making her one of the most winning soccer players. Mazda has always been driven to be our best. It's why we engineer highly acclaimed cars like the Mazda 6. J.D. Power has awarded the Mazda 6 the highest-ranked vehicle appeal among midsize cars. Skyactiv technology gives it the winning combination of best-in-class fuel efficiency and uncompromised performance. The 2015 Mazda 6. What do you drive?
There has to be a reason everyone's stopping by.
Let's keep going.
Hanging out.
Don't get me started.
And having a great time. It's the Meredith Vieira Show, weekdays.
Weekdays at 1. Watch NBC 10.
Don't miss Body World's Animal Inside Out at the Franklin Institute for a limited time only.
To the graveyard shifter, the exam crammer, and the brand new dad. We're here for you anytime, day or night. There's no place like Wawa.
Because my patients deserve the very best care, I recommend the Premier Crozier Keystone Orthopedics Partnership.
The most doctors, the most locations, the most trusted. Premier Crozier Keystone Orthopedics Partnership.
Here's a simple recipe for success. Before you slice, simmer, or serve, you gotta go to Ross and save. Because when it comes to cooking and entertaining, you just can't beat Ross. From cookware to tableware, at Ross you'll find a huge selection of everything you need to entertain. And if you want it all for a fraction of what you'd pay at department and specialty stores, you gotta go to Ross. Visit our newest store in Drexel Hill.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
This is a good idea. Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
At Nissan, we wanted people to know how good it feels to kick gas with a 100% electric Nissan Leaf. So for one day, gas was on us.
It's a wonderful feeling.
How many miles do you drive in the day?
55 miles.
You would save close to $4,000
Oh my
annually.
God. You're going to save that much money in gas on an electric car? Get out of here.
See how much you'll save with America's best-selling electric car. Now get 0% financing or lease the Nissan Leaf for $199 a month.
Wawa's $1.99 specialty beverages are back. So if you're craving a latte, hot chocolate, macchiato, or more, we'll make it just for you for only $1.99. Treat yourself to one today. Any size, just $1.99. Gotta have a Wawa.
NBC 10 breaking news.
Right now, as we hit 4:30, we continue to follow breaking news. The search for Carlisha, the Philadelphia woman abducted Sunday in Germantown. The FBI gave NBC 10 this surveillance video from a Philadelphia supermarket of a person of interest. This video is about 8 hours before the crime happened. 3 days have now passed and still no sign of this woman. The new surveillance video released by police this afternoon was recorded hours before Carlisha Freeland Gaithers was kidnapped.
We were able to confirm it was taken from a grocery store in Northeast Philadelphia. This is that Acme. It's on the 8200 block of Roosevelt Boulevard. This morning, store employees say the FBI came here to confiscate the surveillance video. It was recorded almost 8 hours before Gaithers was grabbed and forced into a car on Coulter Street in Germantown. Police want you to take a close look at that man's walk. He has a slight limp. His right foot noticeably sticks outward. The police commissioner says, there you see it again, says right now the best leads not in Philadelphia, but in Maryland.
Working with the FBI, we have been from the very beginning, authorities from Maryland, as well as our own detectives. We got a task force of people we put together to work this case.
Yesterday, investigators released this surveillance video of a person of interest using Carlisha's bank card at a Maryland ATM.
That person of interest was also spotted at a nearby convenience store. NBC 10's Deanna Durante returned to Aberdeen today.
Deanna, what have you learned about the investigation where you are?
Well, we can tell you that Aberdeen Police, as well as the Hartford County Sheriff's Department, is assisting the FBI, both branches of the FBI in Philadelphia and in Baltimore, with this case. I did talk to a clerk here at the convenience store. He says he was here when the FBI came in last night looking at surveillance video. The man is inside this Aberdeen Shell station for less than a minute. He walks in with his hood up, grabs a bottle of water, and pays in cash. These are some of the clearest images of the person of interest in the kidnapping of Carlisha Gaither. We were inside the store as an FBI agent stood near a drink case and wouldn't allow customers to touch it. And we were outside as crime scene techs dusted that case for prints. It's believed the man came here just minutes after he used Gaither's ATM card at this PNC early Monday morning before the bank opened. We've been asking police for outside video of the Shell station, but we've learned outdoor cameras were not rolling, and it's unclear if the man took off in the same gray car used in the abduction or if the cars were switched. Now, I did just check in with the Philadelphia office of the FBI. They tell me that so far nothing has been found in terms of that car at this point. And I want to let you know just the geography of the area. We're about a mile from I-95, a mile from I-40. It's unclear at this point where police think that this man may have gone. Again, with no cameras out here rolling, there's not any point where we can see where the car went. Reporting live in Aberdeen, Deanna Durante, NBC 10 News.
All right, Deanna, we're covering a lot of ground. NBC 10 traveled to Carlisha's hometown today in California, Maryland. She went to high school in nearby Leonardtown. NBC 10's Tim Furlong is there this afternoon.
Tim, you talked to people who know her. What are they saying about this?
Well, people here certainly are very concerned about her safety because they know her, they care about her, but they're also concerned for their own safety because, as Deanna said, you don't know where that car went. It's very possible that person could have ties to this area.
I was shocked.
Lots of people in this Chesapeake Bay town in southern Maryland have seen the surveillance video, and they are sad to hear the victim is one of their own. Carlisha lived with her grandmother here in St. Mary's County. She went to Leonardtown High School. She also worked at the local dress barn.
Yes, we call her Lily.
The assistant manager says she knew Carlisha had moved north to be near her mom. We showed Annie video of the abduction.
That's sad.
We also showed her the surveillance video of the person of interest. She doesn't think she ever saw Carlisha with this person here in town.
No, I have not seen him.
And back now live outside her high school here. I talked to Maryland State Police. They say they've sent police in Philadelphia a couple pictures they requested, but they say they're not actively part of the investigation. The local sheriff's department tells me they are now acting in a support role in this case. But as of this afternoon, a sergeant with the sheriff's department here in this county, St. Mary's County, Maryland, told me that at this point they have not been given anything specific that they are to investigate. But again, they're on standby as a support role. Live in St. Mary's County, Maryland, Tim Furlong, NBC 10 News.
All right, Tim, we've created a special section on our website on the search for Carlicia. Go to NBC10.com. Click on the breaking news bar. There you can watch the surveillance videos in this investigation, as well as our extensive coverage of this story.
NBC 10 has new information this afternoon about the arsenal of weapons and supplies accused cop killer Eric Freen had on him. NBC 10 obtained this file of the search warrant served at the hangar in the Poconos where the 31-year-old outdoor survivalist was found last Thursday. Among other things, police found weapons, a gun cleaning kit, a raincoat, candles, a religious plaque, and food, including a bottle of soy sauce and salt and pepper. Today, NBC 10's Doug Schimel has been going over the documents. Doug, tell us what else investigators found in that airplane hangar.
Well, this is such an extensive list of survival equipment that it makes you wonder, did Eric Freen allegedly stockpile all of this in that hangar prior to the shooting, or was he carrying it around with him afterwards? Police already knew Eric Freen had a laptop computer and internet access while on the run. But investigators have now cataloged more than 100 items found in the abandoned airplane hangar where Freen was captured. The documents obtained by NBC 10 list a bolt-action rifle, a semi-automatic rifle, and a 9mm handgun. Police also say Freen had a shortwave radio and a Bible. His food included noodles, rice and beans, and soy sauce. And they also found contact lenses, a solar charger, earbuds, and DVDs. Investigators also cataloged brochures for the abandoned Birchwood Resort where Freen was found. And they report finding 14 pages of handwritten notes dated December 1996.
I met with him 2 days ago. We met for about 2.5 hours.
Michael Weinstein is one of Eric Freen's two newly appointed public defenders. He says along with co-counsel Bob Bernathy, they must go line by line through that evidence list.
At some point, we're going to want to see it. And then whatever significance that has will be determined as we get down the road.
Now, we also talked to Eric Freen's co-counsel about Freen's capture and whether or not Freen may have gotten help from friends and family during that manhunt. That part of our interview coming up in just a short while. Live in Stroudsburg, I'm Doug Schimel, NBC 10 News.
Thank you, Doug. Today in the line of fire.
2 local police officers hit in an exchange of bullets. But first, here's what we're working on for you right now for NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock.
NBC 10 News crews still digging, working with sources in the search for Carlicia. At 5, new video just released of the man police want to talk with. Then we're in constant contact with Philadelphia police about new tips and how officers are following up. And what's being done to follow the money trail on her debit card. Plus, NBC 10 just spoke to Eric Freen's public defender about his first meeting with the man accused of killing a state trooper. What little he can say about the case, the evidence, and who may have helped him. Count on NBC 10 News at 5.
A Ford vehicle drives off a dealer's lot. The only clues, a signature and tire tracks. Called the Sign and Write event, investigators have little to go on. No down payment, no first month's payment, and no cash due at signing. Handwriting analysis reveals a buyer with an appreciation for great fuel efficiency. Make a clean getaway. Lease an Explorer for $309 a month with no money down, no first month's payment, and no cash due at signing at your Quality Plus Ford store.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
What happens to your internet when everybody's online at once?
It's very frustrating.
Run into bandwidth issues.
Xfinity delivers the fastest in-home Wi-Fi.
Ever seen something download that fast?
Everyone can be on their devices all at the same time.
That's amazing.
So, flippin' fast.
Get the speed to power all your devices. Switch to the Xfinity X1 Triple Play for $79.99 a month for a year. Plus, upgrade to Blast for $10 more a month to get speeds up to 105 megabits per second. That's double the speed you get with Fios. Only at Comcast.com/switch today.
There's a lot more to life than repairing and installing heaters and air conditioners. Our community outreach program is called Horizon Helps. We donate time and money to over 100 local charities and organizations per year. We provide uniforms for Little Leagues, we support 5K races, we volunteer at homeless shelters, and we participate in Make-A-Wish Foundation. Helping others is a core value of our company. Life's not always easy. Sometimes people just need a helping hand.
Managing a heart condition takes a dedicated partner. Not for a day or a week, but for years of expert care. And the closer that partner is, the better for you and your heart. Throughout the region, the Lankenau Heart Institute of Mainline Health is bringing expert cardiac care close to home. So if your heart is compromised, don't compromise.
The Restaurant School at Walnut Hill College offers a combination of academic and hands-on classes taught by expert faculty, international travel as part of your curriculum, and a vibrant campus. Start your career here at the Restaurant School at Walnut Hill College.
We have new video of the men accused of firing shots at police officers in Collingdale, Delaware County. We told you about this early this morning. Lamar James and his father, Tony Gale, are charged in the case. Skyforce 10 was over the scene on the 100 block of Lafayette Street as the men were taken into custody. Police say officers arrived at the home around 6 in the morning to serve a warrant for the son, Lamar James. That's when they say the son fired shots at those officers. 2 officers were hit. One had a minor hand injury. The other was hit in the helmet. Both are going to be okay, and authorities say that's a very fortunate thing.
This is one example of how dangerous their job is. But for the grace of God today, we would have lost 2 officers. We're lucky that only one received minor injuries, and the other one had protective headgear.
James is charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault upon law enforcement officers, among other charges. He was already wanted for a shooting in Philadelphia in October. His father, Tony Gale, is charged with obstruction of justice.
Skyforce 10 over a major water main break in the Frankfort section of the city happened at Wamrath and Salem Streets. Water got into the basement of one of the homes here, but no homes are without water right now, and crews are on the scene repairing a 6-inch main. A fantastic find on a local beach.
Well, now the little boy who discovered an artifact dating back thousands of years is about to give it away. But first, Glenn is tracking rain.
Yeah, that's right. I'm tracking rain that's headed this way. I'll let you know how it's going to affect your morning commute. My exclusive NBC 10 First Alert 7-day forecast.
Then all new tonight on NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock. The red light camera never blinks. But is the traffic ticketing technology constitutional?
20 minutes of nonstop news, weekdays starting at 4.
The moment we dare to imagine is the moment progress begins. In a flash, the inconceivable becomes every day. Imagine someone doing the same for healthcare. At Jefferson, we've brought together some of the brightest minds in medicine, in research, and innovation, resulting in advancements that will touch lives in amazing ways. You might not see how a health sciences university, an academic medical center, and spectacular collisions of imagination can change your future. But you will.
They're back. Wawa's $1.99 specialty beverages. And this time, you can fall for pumpkin spice. With pumpkin spice lattes made cozy or cool just for you. So get any size specialty beverage for just $1.99 today. Gotta have a Wawa.
Boscov's 100th anniversary Gildan sale. 60 to 73% off Gildan for men. Ultra cotton long sleeve t-shirts, great colors, $3.99. That's 73% off. Men's Gildan heavy blend fleece crews, $5.99. And Gildan heavyweight fleece hooded pullovers or zip front hoodies, only $9.99. During the 100th anniversary Gildan sale at all Boscov's.
Students at Bishop Shanahan were asked to describe their school in just one word.
Here's what they had to say.
Friendly.
Welcoming. Proud. Challenging.
Innovative.
Winners.
Family.
Talented.
Dedicated.
Faithful.
When choosing a high school, Bishop Shanahan's the one for you.
Come to Shanahan and discover what your one word will be.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. Buying used cars is all we do. All makes and models. No dealership pressure. We'll even settle your loan or lease. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
It's a great big world, and it can all be yours. Here and only here.
Wawa's $1.99 specialty beverages are back. So if you're craving a latte, hot chocolate, macchiato, or more, we'll make it just for you for only $1.99. Treat yourself to one today. Any size, just $1.99. Gotta have a Wawa.
Pennsylvania utility is eliminating hundreds of jobs. The company says it's part of cost cutting stemming from a planned spin-off of its competitive generation business. Allentown-based PPL eliminating 450 jobs, but they say severance packages and existing vacancies will keep the number of layoffs under 200. PPL and Riverstone Holdings are combining their competitive generation business to form Pennsylvania-based Talon Energy. PPL says it expects the spinoff to close in the first half of next year. A prehistoric find discovered along the Jersey Shore is headed to the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History. First told you about the find back in August. A Virginia boy found the Clovis Point while vacationing in Beach Haven. It's a hunting tool used by early Americans. The museum will give the family a replica to keep.
Now, your NBC 10 First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Glenn Hurricane Schwartz.
Well, after that cold weekend, we had another pretty mild day out there and a relatively mild night with the clouds helping to prevent the temperature from dropping a lot. A wet morning rush for many of us and then a cold blast for all of us coming before the week is out. Well, the Eagles aren't playing today, but they're playing on Monday night, and the forecast is looking pretty good, as you'll see in the 7-day. 63 degrees now, the wind northwest at 10. We're 3 degrees cooler than we were at this time yesterday. We did get near 70 degrees in parts of the area. Despite the cloud cover, a few little peaks of sun helped the temperature go up a little bit. We're in the low to mid 60s in many cases and some 50s north and west. A lot of clouds there, but nothing on the radar until you go way back to the west. Now, a little bit of rain in West Virginia. The bulk of it is in Kentucky and Tennessee, so that's going to take a while to get here. Our futurecast shows the dry weather, despite the clouds, during the evening, and then generally after midnight, some light rain starts to move in. And then as we get toward the morning rush, it gets a little bit steadier and a little bit heavier. And here we are, 9 a.m., and some of the rain is on the heavy side, not only around the Philadelphia area, but also at the shore. And then we get more showers coming through during the day. So it won't be raining all day. There's the afternoon rush with some showers around as well. And even tomorrow night. So we get different waves of rain coming in, and then here comes the cold blast with those northwest winds. And Friday night and Saturday morning going to be pretty cold. Tonight, cloudy and mild. The rain generally coming in after midnight. 52 for the low in Philadelphia. It's not all that low for this time of the year. Rain heaviest in the morning. During the rush hour. High temperatures only in the upper 50s. Some showers in the afternoon, some showers at night, but it won't be an all-day thing. Friday, windy and colder throughout the day. A very cold start on Saturday. 34 in the city and 20s in the suburbs. Just a chance of a couple showers Sunday and some really nice weather early next week. Good timing for the Eagles. And then a real cold blast comes starting next Wednesday.
Well, you heard that. That means snow season isn't too far away. And once again, this year, some snow angels will be coming to the rescue of local senior citizens. 65 students from Allentown Central Catholic High School have volunteered to join Serve Allentown's Snow Angel program. When 3 or more inches of snow falls in the city, the group will head with shovels and snow blowers to help those who need assistance to keep their sidewalks clear.
And it's a worldwide symbol of the holiday season. And this year, New York City's iconic Rockefeller Center Christmas tree is going to come from right here in Pennsylvania. Workers cut down the 13-ton tree this morning in Hemlock Township. That's in Columbia County. Then headed off for the 155-mile journey to Midtown Manhattan. After the 85-foot Norway spruce was brought down, a crane hoisted the giant tree onto a trailer. Came from the home of Dan Sigafus and Rachel Drozdik-Sigafus. The couple says they love the Christmas season, and they're thrilled to be able to donate the tree. And the annual tree lighting event at Rockefeller Center attracts tens of thousands of people. Once the tree is hoisted into place, it's going to be decorated with more than 45,000 lights and a 9-foot Swarovski star. And you can see the tree as it's lit next month. Where? Right here on NBC 10. Be sure to tune in to Christmas in Rockefeller Center December 3rd at 8 p.m. Her struggles to beat cancer right here in our area have made national headlines.
Well, now a little girl is getting ready for a big step. Everyone's been cheering her on, and now she gets to return the favor for someone who's been with her throughout this journey.
Then all new tonight on NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock. Run a red light, risk getting a ticket. Red light cameras catching drivers breaking the law. But now one lawyer says they also violate our constitutional rights.
Closed captioning on NBC 10 is brought to you by Ford Fusion. With available EcoBoost technology and an EPA estimated 37 miles per gallon. Only at your Quality Plus Ford stores.
It's the Ross Sweater Event, featuring the latest fall sweaters, the brands you love, at unbeatable savings. Like this one, $42 at department stores. But if you want it for less than $22, you gotta go to the Ross Sweater Event.
Caring for you and your eyes just got a little easier. Pearl Vision accepts Flex accounts and most vision plans, including iMed. This is genuine eye care right in your neighborhood. This is Pearl Vision.
Can we rob this house?
No, not that one.
How about this one?
We can't break into any home with the Sloman Shield security system.
Why?
The Sloman Shield has perimeter security and interior motion detection. We got no shot.
Why do so many houses have the Sloman Shield?
Because it's not free! What are you doing?
I don't want to be the only house without the Sloman Shield.
Shield your home. The Sloman Shield.
Do we make mistakes? Of course we do. We run over 10,000 service calls a month. And despite the best planning and best people, sometimes things just don't go as planned. But I'll make you a promise. At Horizon Services, we'll always make things right. We're on time over 99% of the time. And if we're late for your appointment, your service call is free. If a part goes out, we'll repair it at no extra charge. With Horizon Services, it's total peace of mind.
Now you can DVR all your favorite shows and take them anywhere.
Do you DVR stuff?
I DVR everything.
With Xfinity, you can record and watch 15 shows at once.
Oh my gosh, that's super cool.
And you can stream DVR shows.
That's pretty amazing.
Plus, download them and watch anywhere on any device.
You can watch them in the car, on a plane.
On a beach in Hawaii.
Never miss your favorites. Get the Xfinity X1 Triple Play for $79.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, learn how to upgrade so you can record and watch 15 shows at once. See for yourself. Only at Comcast.com/switch today.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is a proud on-site sponsor of the National Dog Show, sponsored by Purina. Come visit us on November 15th and 16th at the Expo Center in Oaks, PA.
The latest fall coats have just arrived at Ross, at savings you can really warm up to. A fraction of what you'd pay elsewhere. This one is $168 at department stores, but if you want it for less than $70, you gotta go to Ross.
20 minutes of nonstop news, weekdays starting at 4.
Raymore and Flanagan's Veterans Day sale is going on now, and everything is on sale. Need a new living room? Save 29% on this set. Save 25% on this beautiful 4-piece bedroom. Everything's on sale with 0% financing for 60 months, delivery in 3 days or less.
They have furniture that fits my budget.
Raymore and Flanagan's Veterans Day sale. Everything is on sale.
This is NBC 10 News.
A pro football player will do what he does. He's going to suit up for a big game tomorrow night.
And while his focus will be what happens on the field, he'll also, of course, be thinking about a special 4-year-old up in the stands cheering him on. NBC 10's Randy Gyllenhaal explains.
4-year-old Leah Still heads into this nail salon in Delaware. She's excited to get a makeover because tonight is a big trip. She is flying to visit her dad in Ohio.
What does your daddy play?
Football for Cincinnati Bengals.
Her dad, a defensive tackle for the Bengals, knows this trip is so important. This is the first time Leah, who's battling pediatric cancer, is healthy enough to see her father play football.
Hey, everybody.
For months, she'd been undergoing surgeries at CHOP in Philadelphia, but tomorrow she will be cheering from the stands.
He knocked people down and they knocked him down.
It's definitely going to be an emotional game, but it's going to be a lot of excitement that she's there.
Her dad says there will be a ceremony to honor Leah and a huge donation for childhood cancer. It's one of the biggest games of the year, a rivalry match against the neighboring Cleveland Browns. But for Leah, she's just excited to see her father. And like any good father-daughter date, they plan to go shopping after the game.
I'm going to buy him stuff and then he's going to buy me new clothes.
She's just excited. She keeps talking about how she's going to be yelling in the crowd and stuff, so she's been feeling good. We didn't know whether she was going to be able to come out here or not, but she's been fighting her way through her dark spot that she had these past couple of weeks, and she's good to go.
In Wilmington, Randy Gyllenhaal, NBC 10 News.
So cute, and she is a winner. NBC 10 News at 5 is next.
Here's Jacqueline London.
Thanks, Jim and Renee. Next, all new tonight on NBC 10 News at 5. We are tracking breaking developments in the search for Carlisha. NBC 10 has crews in Philadelphia and Maryland as the FBI and police pool their resources. What we've uncovered about who police may be looking for. And talking weather, Sheena, rain on the way for the morning commute.
That's right, Jacqueline. I'm tracking showers approaching the area, so by tomorrow morning you'll see some rain around for the morning commute. Coming up, I'll show you the exact timing in your area.
And change is coming to Princeton University, what the school is doing to investigate sex assaults on campus. That's next on NBC 10 News at 5.
It's an all-new Woman Crush Wednesdays, starting with the Mysteries of Laura, where she'll do whatever it takes
Oh my God.
to get her man.
Your cuffs are mine.
Then, on SVU,
I'm scared.
a midnight ghost hunt turns violent,
One girl stabbed.
and you'll be guessing until the very end.
Oh my God.
And on Chicago PD,
How old is she? 10?
to catch a killer, they'll go undercover in the one place no cop is safe. It's all new tonight here on NBC.
Your road to happiness depends on you. We can help you get there. The restaurant school at Walnut Hill College offers a combination of academic and hands-on classes taught by expert faculty. International travel is part of your curriculum and a vibrant campus. Our associate and bachelor degree programs give you all the tools you need to succeed. So what are you waiting for? Start your career here at the restaurant school at Walnut Hill College.
Can we rob this house?
No, not that one.
How about this one?
We can't break into any home with the Sloman Shield security system.
Why?
The Sloman Shield has perimeter security and interior motion detection. We got no shot.
Why do so many houses have the Sloman Shield?
Because it's not free. What are you doing?
I don't want to be the only house without the Sloman Shield.
Shield your home. The Sloman Shield.
In a world where bankers have lost all interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Stan said to me, feel this.
There was a lump in my neck. It didn't bother me. There was no pain there or anything, but I was told that the tumor was malignant. It's amazing what proton radiation has done. The side effects were minimal after the treatment.
Stan didn't miss one day of work.
And I tell people my story, and they can't believe it. You had cancer? I said, yeah. Now that I'm cancer-free, I'm telling you all this because I want you to tell someone too.
NBC 10 breaking news.
He is. I hope he's caught. He has answers that we're looking for.
Right now at 5, new calls for help in the search for Carlisha Freeland Gaither. She's now been missing for nearly 72 hours after a security camera captured her being snatched off a Philadelphia street. Now police have yet another video of a man they want to talk to in the case. That brand new video was released by police today.
Shows a man inside a Northeast Philadelphia Acme store, but it was taken hours before Carlisha was violently grabbed off a street in another part of town. NBC 10's Luann Khan is joining us live to explain all this. Luann?
Now, police now believe the man they're looking for is not from Philadelphia, but he has left a trail all over the area, and that trail led them to the Acme in Northeast Philadelphia. How did you know about the surveillance video at the grocery store?
At this point, we can't divulge that, because we're actively following up on different leads, so we can't give that information out right now.
Acme employees on Roosevelt Boulevard say the FBI showed up this morning to take surveillance video recorded Sunday afternoon. Police are focused on this man with a bit of a limp, a kind of duck walk, not unlike the walk of the man who violently grabbed Carlisha Freeland Gaither on Coulter Street Sunday night in Germantown, threw her in a car, and drove off. She has not been seen since. Do you believe the man you see in the surveillance video in the grocery store is the same person you're seeing in the other surveillance video?
It appears that way from the video that we're having. Right now, we're trying to get more clarity with it. We're trying to get the facial recognition program working and sit there and see if we can positively identify who this person is.
Police say the best leads they have right now are in